Not proud of any of this. Ew! Well, we're just getting started.
When the barrels in your mouth.
Come on from the VIP, heard that it got biz.
Turn up inside out.
What killed up to Blade? Our little beauties.
There's only ever gonna be one Blade. Oh, this is for myself here.
I don't think you
Just stay on out 6 again.
boom.
In all the children are wishing well. You is you.
Oh.
Never again. Never ever. Wait, stop it! I'm just catching my breath. Problems. Listen to me. You're gonna with me. And louder! Wait, stop it! I'm just catching my breath. Problems. Listen to me. You're gonna with me. And louder!
Just a catty bitch when I'm jealous.
Yeah, I blew it.
Uh-oh. Regenerate. Because I'm hard to say. You fucking idiot. Sorry, I'm just stalling. Say hi to my friends for me, Peanut.
Need to do this.
For the first time, man.
As lovely as you did tonight. There's no
Or not. Thank you.
I'd keep you.
Hey. Oh, Abel Journalism, great. Everything seems to be on fire. Oh. I'm just auditioning. I'm. Oh, yes. Not you. We're just going in a different. Henry. Oh, my fuck! On behalf of all humanity. No, sir. Not while the fate of my one looks promising. Soaking wet.
Hey guys, today we are diving headfirst into the chaotic, irreverent, and surprisingly heartfelt world of Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, if you thought Wade Wilson was living his best life after the events of Deadpool 2, well, you'd be hilariously wrong. We kick off with our favorite merc with a mouth. Not exactly merking, but rather shilling cars with all the enthusiasm of a tax audit. His life's become a monotonous grind, devoid of the very things that once gave him purpose. He even moonlights as a birthday clown, a truly tragic visual that manages to be both sad and utterly ridiculous. It's clear our boy is spiraling, haunted by the loss of Vanessa, and let's be honest, probably a little bored with the whole superhero gig. Before you head off, if you're enjoying the kind of content I make, please consider liking and subscribing. No pressure, but it truly helps me keep the action coming, just as Wade hits rock bottom, perhaps contemplating a career in professional napping. His domestic tranquility is shattered by the unexpected arrival of the Time Variance Authority. Yes, those TV guys. These temporal bureaucrats, with their signature drab uniforms and menacing energy batons, make a grand entrance, popping out of a portal mid-birthday celebration. Talk about ruining the party. Wade, naturally, is utterly confused, a state he's quite accustomed to, but this time it's because he's being abducted by reality police, not just due to his questionable life choices. They declare him a variant, which, in TV speak, means he's messed with the sacred timeline, a concept Wade probably thinks sounds like a brand of expensive tea. He tries to fight back, a flurry of sarcastic quips and surprisingly effective, albeit goofy, martial arts, but even Deadpool can't punch his way out of a timeline violation. He's swiftly subdued, gagged because even the TVA has its limits with his incessant chatter, and dragged away, leaving his friends and family utterly bewildered. Inside the TV's notoriously beige and bureaucratic headquarters, Wade meets Mr. Paradox, a TV agent who looks like he's perpetually annoyed by everything, especially Deadpool. Paradox, with the patience of a saint or someone heavily medicated, attempts to explain the gravity of the situation. It turns out Deadpool isn't just a variant. He's a nexus being or something equally fancy, a linchpin whose very existence is preventing the collapse of the entire sacred timeline. Apparently, his specific brand of chaotic good is the glue holding reality together, which is either a massive compliment or the most backhanded insult ever. Paradox illustrates the impending doom with holographic projections, showing timelines glitching out of existence and converging into catastrophic incursions. He reveals the ultimate waste disposal unit of the multiverse, the Void, a desolate wasteland where timelines go to die, guarded by the terrifying, smoke monster entity known as Alioth. Paradox tries to recruit Wade, emphasizing that only he, with his unparalleled healing factor and, let's be honest, unhinged approach to problem solving, can stop an impending universe-ending incursion. Wade, for once, is genuinely taken aback by the sheer scale of the threat. Realizing this isn't just about saving his local Starbucks. In a moment of classic Deadpool stubbornness or perhaps genuine despair, Wade refuses the TV's desperate plea. He's too wrapped up in his own misery, his desire to escape his pain outweighing any cosmic responsibility. He just wants to go home, even if home means selling unreliable minivans again. This defiance, however, does not sit well with the TV's strict protocols for problematic variants. Instead of a gold watch, His reward for being a universe-saving linchpin is a one-way trip to the grand dumpster of reality, the void, with a flash of temporal energy and the sound of a very annoyed sigh from Paradox. Wade is unceremoniously shoved through a shimmering portal, landing with a rather undignified thud on the gritty, desolate ground of this new, terrifying dimension. The air here tastes like existential dread and burnt toast. The sky is a perpetual twilight, and the landscape stretches out, barren and unforgiving. This isn't just a change of scenery, it's a profound shift for Wade, forcing him to confront not only the desolation of the void but also the desolation within himself. Far from the comforting familiarity of his own broken reality, Wade dusts himself off, cracks a few self-deprecating jokes to an audience of exactly zero, and begins to cautiously explore his new, rather unwelcoming surroundings. The void is a graveyard of discarded realities, littered with the forgotten relics of doomed timelines. We see crumbled statues, half-buried cars, and even a partially devoured, giant hot dog cart. Truly, no universe is safe from the entropy. The silence here is almost deafening, broken only by the crunch of his boots on the barren ground and the distant, unsettling growl of Alioth, a constant reminder of the Leviathan patrolling this desolate realm. Wade quickly realizes this isn't just a cosmic timeout. It's a survival challenge straight out of a really bleak reality show. He encounters some terrifying local flora and fauna, probably remnants of realities where plants evolved to be incredibly sharp and grumpy. His initial bravado gives way to a creeping sense of vulnerability, a rare emotion for a usually inflappable anti-hero. He dodges a few reality-bent creatures, narrowly avoiding becoming a forgotten snack in this forgotten land. The thump-thump of his own heart louder than usual as Wade navigates the treacherous terrain, his sarcasm serving as his only shield. He stumbles upon a figure cloaked in shadow and despair, Wolverine. But this isn't the Wolverine we know. This is an older, more broken Logan, his iconic clothes sheathed, his face etched with a lifetime of pain and regret, and his usually impeccable hair looking like he wrestled a badger and lost. He's a variant, banished here for his own timeline's collapse, a silent testament to a world he couldn't save. The clink of Wade's boot on a discarded piece of rubble draws Logan's attention, and the air immediately crackles with tension. Logan looks utterly defeated, not just physically, but spiritually. He's a ghost haunting his own past, utterly spent. Wade, ever the social butterfly, tries to strike up a conversation, oblivious to the simmering rage beneath Logan's weary exterior. He's a walking wound, a man who has lost everything and has nothing left to fight for, except maybe the right to be left alone to brood in peace. This isn't a meet cute. It's a collision of two broken toys in the cosmic sandbox. Naturally, being Deadpool and Wolverine, their first interaction isn't a heartfelt embrace, but a vicious brawl. The snick of Logan's adamantium claws extending cuts through the desolate silence, a sound that promises pain. Wade, with his dual katanas and incessant chatter, dances around the weary Logan. The clang of metal on metal, the thud of bodies hitting the dirt. It's a messy, brutal dance. Logan is fast, but his movements carry the weight of his exhaustion, his punches lacking their usual devastating snap. Wade, despite his superior healing, feels the impact of every claw swipe, every bone-jarring tackle. It's less a choreographed fight and more two desperate men beating the snot out of each other because they don't know any other way to communicate. Through the exchange of blows, however, a subtle shift occurs. Wade sees the profound pain in Logan's eyes, a reflection of his own. Logan, despite himself, can't deny Wade's tenacity, however annoying it might be. The fight eventually subsides, not with a clear victor, but with a mutual understanding that perhaps, just perhaps, they might need each other to survive this cosmic purgatory. It's the origin story of the universe's most dysfunctional buddy cop duo. After their getting to know you fight, Wade, ever the improviser, concocts a plan. It's convoluted, slightly insane, and probably involves excessive profanity, but it's a plan. He reveals his intel how he got it. Who knows, probably overheard a TVA janitor that the true puppet master of the void isn't just Alioth, but someone far more sinister, Cassandra Nova. Yes, that Cassandra Nova, Professor X's evil twin sister, whose sheer psychic power is apparently keeping this whole garbage dump running and manipulating Alioth. Wade believes if they can defeat her, they can escape the void and prevent the ultimate incursion. Logan, initially skeptical, probably muttering something about bub and crazy, listens with a grim acceptance. He's been living in this nightmare for too long. Any glimmer of hope, however dim, or delivered by a mouthy mercenary, is better than none. The air feels heavy with their new and easy alliance. The plan, if you can call it that, is simple. Find the all-powerful psychic villain who controls a giant smoke monster and kick her mutant posterior. What could possibly go wrong? Spoiler alert, everything. After they're getting to know you fight, Wade, ever the improviser, concocts a plan. It's convoluted, slightly insane, and probably involves excessive profanity, but it's a plan. He reveals his intel, how he got it. Who knows, probably overheard a TVA janitor that the true puppet master of the Void isn't just Alioth, but someone far more sinister, Cassandra Nova. Yes, that Cassandra Nova, Professor X's evil twin sister, whose sheer psychic power is apparently keeping this whole garbage dump running and manipulating Alioth. Wade believes if they can defeat her, they can escape the Void and prevent the ultimate incursion. Logan, initially skeptical, probably muttering something about bub and crazy, listens with a grim acceptance. He's been living in this nightmare for too long. Any glimmer of hope, however dim, or delivered by a mouthy mercenary, is better than none. The air feels heavy with their new and easy alliance. The plan, if you can call it that, is simple. Find the all-powerful psychic villain who controls a giant smoke monster and kick her mutant posterior. What could possibly go wrong? Spoiler alert, everything. And so, our dynamic duo embarks on their epic trek across the Void. It's less Lord of the Rings and more The Road with extra sarcasm. The landscape is a character in itself, a truly bleak canvas painted with the debris of countless extinguished realities. They traverse through fields of shattered skyscrapers, past monuments to forgotten heroes, and over the skeletal remains of what were once bustling cities. The wind whispers through the ruins, carrying the dust of dead worlds. Along the way, they encounter various threats, mutated creatures, temporal anomalies that twist reality, and the constant, unnerving presence of Alioth's distant rumble. This journey isn't just physical, it's a character study. Wade, unable to shut up for more than 30 seconds, tries to annoy Logan into conversation, prying at his emotional scars. Logan, in turn, offers gruff retorts, the occasional glare, and surprisingly effective tactical advice. Their banter, initially hostile, slowly evolves into a rhythm of grudging respect, punctuated by Wade's meta-commentary and Logan's exasperated groans. It's clear they are both deeply broken men, just trying to find a reason to keep moving, even if that reason is to escape this cosmic junkyard. Their journey through the Void isn't entirely solitary. They stumble upon a motley crew of exiled variants, survivors who have carved out a precarious existence in this desolate land. The most memorable, and arguably fluffiest, of these is Deadpool, yes, a scarred, adorable, and equally insane canine variant of Deadpool. The yip of Deadpool joining the fray is both heartwarming and deeply unsettling. Other variants, recognizable as lesser-known or discarded versions of beloved Marvel characters, have formed a makeshift community, clinging to life amidst the ruin. They are wary, hardened by their experiences, but also desperate for a purpose. This encounter is a crucial turning point for Wade. He sees reflections of himself, of what could be, and the possibility of connection beyond just Logan. He realizes he's not entirely alone in this cosmic mess, and perhaps his self-imposed isolation can finally end. Logan, predictably, grunts at the influx of new faces, but even he can't deny the strategic advantage of having allies, even if one of them drools excessively and another wears a ridiculous hat. It's a moment of surprising levity and a broadening of their mission, now not just about survival, but about finding a way for these forgotten souls to thrive, after what felt like an eternity of walking, witty banter, and dodging sentient tumbleweeds. Wade and Logan finally reach Cassandra Nova's headquarters. It's not just a building, it's an architectural nightmare, a fortress of twisted metal and psychic energy that looms over the desolate landscape, radiating an aura of malevolence. The air grows heavy with a palpable psychic pressure, a silent warning of the immense power within. This isn't just a place where villains hang out. It's a monument to Nova's dominion over the Void and her twisted vision for the multiverse. Logan, ever the seasoned warrior, recognizes the gravity of the situation. His hand instinctively goes to his claws, this like a quiet promise of the battle to come. Wade, despite his usual bravado, is momentarily humbled by the sheer scale of their adversary's power. This isn't just about punching a bad guy. It's about confronting an entity that could rewrite their very minds. They carefully scout the perimeter, the crunch of their boots on debris the only sound in the tense silence. knowing that every step could be their last. The stage is set for a truly epic confrontation, blending raw, brutal action with a deep, psychological threat. Infiltrating Cassandra Nova's psychic stronghold is no walk in the park. It's more like a really violent game of hide and seek where seek involves deadly traps and hide often means taking a claw to the face. The duo employs a surprisingly effective strategy. Logan goes in with his signature blunt force trauma, ripping through structural weaknesses and leaving a trail of unconscious or very regretful variant guards in his wake. Wade, ever the showman, uses distraction, misdirection, and an impressive array of explosive chimichangas to create diversions. The crack of his katanas slicing through armor, the thud of Logan's fists on unyielding metal, the sounds of their chaotic entry echo through the sterile, yet ominous, corridors. They navigate labyrinthine passages, dodging psychic traps and disarming advanced security systems that seem designed by a particularly petty supervillain. They encounter more of Nova's enforcers, a collection of forgotten or rejected mutant variants, twisted into her service. This isn't just a physical battle. It's a psychological one, as Nova's power subtly tries to get into their heads, tempting them with their deepest desires or confronting them with their greatest fears. It's a tense, thrilling sequence that highlights their contrasting yet complementary fighting styles out deep within the heart of her fortress. Surrounded by arcane-looking tech that probably came from a discarded Evil Lair starter kit, Deadpool and Wolverine finally confront Cassandra Nova. She's less of a snarling villain and more of a chillingly calm, immensely powerful psychic, radiating an oppressive aura that makes the air feel thick and heavy. Her voice, devoid of emotion, whispers insidious truths and taunts, immediately digging into their deepest insecurities. She reveals the full scope of her plan, not just to control the void, but to merge all collapsing realities, including the sacred timeline, into one grand, unified timeline where she alone reigns supreme. Her motivation is a twisted form of order, born from a desire to end the chaos of the multiverse. She unleashes devastating psychic blasts, ripping through the environment and forcing our heroes to their knees. It's not just a physical assault. She weaponizes their fears, projecting illusions of their past failures, making Logan relive his most painful losses and forcing Wade to confront his fear of true loneliness. The whoosh of her psychic energy is almost a physical presence, pressing down on them. This confrontation isn't just about fists and claws. It's a battle of wills, a desperate fight against a foe who can literally bend reality and the mind. With Nova's grand reveal, all hell breaks loose. The chamber transforms into a swirling maelstrom of psychic energy and adamantium claws. Our heroes aren't alone though. Deadpool and the other variant allies from the void, inspired by Wade's surprising knack for leadership, burst onto the scene, creating a chaotic, multifaceted melee. The clash of metal, the shriek of psychic energy, the bark of Deadpool joining the fray, it's a symphony of glorious pandemonium. Logan, a force of nature, slashes and tears through Nova's mind-controlled variants, his roars echoing through the chamber. Wade, ever the improviser, uses his dual katanas and a ludicrous arsenal of unexpected gadgets, including a banana he might have gotten from a discarded timeline, to distract and disorient. Nova, however, is immensely powerful, effortlessly batting away attacks and creating devastating psychic illusions. The battle isn't going their way. Her control over Elioth starts to manifest within the fortress, tearing at the very fabric of the building. The heroes realize they can't win a direct confrontation here. They formulate a desperate, whispered plan, a tactical retreat, a momentary surrender to gather strength and find a weakness. The thud of their hurried steps as they pull back underscores the gravity of their momentary defeat. Orion desperate.
Hey guys, today we're diving headfirst into a whirlwind of adrenaline, gore, and just a tiny bit of romance with the Indian action thriller Kill from 2023. This movie isn't just a title. It's a mission statement, a promise delivered with bone-crunching, blood-splattering intensity that'll leave you wondering if you've still got all your teeth. Get ready for a high-speed train ride through pure, unadulterated chaos. Our story kicks off with Amrit and Tulika, two souls clearly head over heels, living that classic forbidden romance dream. Their stolen glances and secret smiles, the brush of hands in a crowd, it's all very cinematic, like a Bollywood meets Bourne mashup. But as we all know, true love rarely gets an easy ride, especially when families with antiquated ideas about arranged marriages are involved. I put a lot of work into these, so if you like what you see, a like and a subscribe is always appreciated. No worries if not. The honeymoon phase, or rather, the secret dating phase, comes to an abrupt halt when Tulika's family, who apparently missed the memo on modern romance, decides she's marrying someone else. Her father, a man who clearly believes in tradition over, you know, his daughter's actual happiness, drops the bombshell like it's a perfectly normal Tuesday. The visuals here are all about that gut-wrenching betrayal, Tulika's tear-filled eyes, the heavy silence, the unspoken understanding that her fate is sealed. It's the kind of moment that makes you want to reach through the screen and offer her a hug, or at least a really strong cup of tea. This forced engagement isn't just a plot device. It's the fuse that lights the entire explosive narrative of the movie, setting our hero on a collision course with destiny, or more accurately, a really bad day on a train. When Amrit gets wind of the forced marriage. It's less a bummer and more a light the fuse, I'm going to war moment. His resolve hardens faster than concrete in a desert. He's not just upset, he's absolutely furious, and let's be honest, who wouldn't be? We see him, a man of action through and through, meticulously planning his next move, which involves a train, a daring rescue, and probably a few bruised egos. He calls his best friend, who, bless his loyal heart, agrees to join this clearly terrible but undeniably heroic endeavor. There's a palpable sense of ticking clock here, a visual countdown as Amrit's determination burns, radiating off the screen like a heat lamp. He's not just chasing a girl, he's chasing destiny, or maybe just a really violent opportunity to make a point. And so, our dynamic duo, Amrit and his trusty sidekick, hop aboard the train. But this isn't just any train. It's practically a mobile stage set for an epic showdown. They discreetly navigate the bustling platforms, their eyes scanning for Tulika amidst the sea of oblivious commuters. You can feel the tension in the air, a silent hum of anticipation. Every passing face is scrutinized, every compartment door peered into. It's like a high-stakes game of Where's Waldo, but instead of Waldo, it's the love of Amrit's life, and instead of a cartoon, it's about to become a very bloody reality. The clatter of the train, the whistle of the guard, all these everyday sounds are amplified, signaling the start of a journey that's going to be anything but ordinary. Frankly, if you're boarding a train in an action movie, just assume it's a bad idea. As if one high-stakes plot wasn't enough. We're now introduced to Feeny, a villain who clearly woke up on the wrong side of the bed and decided everyone else should suffer for it. He's the kind of guy who probably uses a machete to open his mail. Feeny and his crew, a charming bunch of miscreants, board the train like they own it, radiating pure, unadulterated menace. Their swagger is almost a visual cue for bad things are about to happen. The metallic click of their weapons, the low murmur of their threats. It's a symphony of impending doom. This isn't just a train ride. It's a mobile criminal enterprise about to kick off, completely oblivious to the fact that they're sharing carriage space with a man on a mission who is about to make their lives, and very likely their afterlives, exceptionally short and unpleasant. Meanwhile, back in her compartment, Tulika, resigned to her fate, glances out the window and bam, there he is, Amrit. The sight of him brings a flicker of hope to her eyes, quickly followed by a wave of anxiety, because she knows what kind of trouble he's likely bringing. It's a beautifully quiet moment, the bustling train outside a stark contrast to the internal turmoil on her face. You can almost hear the soft gasp, the thud of her heart against her ribs. This isn't just a sighting, it's a reaffirmation of their connection, a visual promise that he hasn't given up. The tension is palpable, a fragile hope now mingling with the growing sense of dread, as she realizes their reunion is likely going to involve a lot more than just a tender embrace. This train ride is officially getting complicated. The inevitable happens. One of Tulika's family guards, probably thinking he's hot stuff, spots Amrit. What follows is not a polite conversation. Oh no, it's a rapid, brutal, close-quarters fight in the impossibly narrow train corridor, demonstrating Amrit's absolutely lethal skills right out of the gate. The crack of bone, the grunt of effort, the metallic clang of a dropped weapon, it's all incredibly visceral. This isn't a fancy, choreographed dance. It's raw, desperate, and incredibly efficient violence. Amrit moves with a predatory grace, turning the confined space into his personal fighting arena. You realize pretty quickly that this guy isn't just a lovesick puppy. He's a trained killer, and he's not messing around. This initial skirmish serves as a brutal appetizer for the bloodbath that's about to unfold, setting the tone for the entire movie, while Amrit is busy making short work of security. Feeny and his crew decide it's prime time for some good old-fashioned train robbery. They burst into a passenger compartment like a bunch of uninvited guests. Except these guys are packing heat and demanding wallets. Not our SVPs, the screams of terror, the frantic scrambling of passengers, the crude demands from the thugs. It all creates a cacophony of fear. This sequence is designed to show just how ruthless and indiscriminate Feeney's gang is, establishing them as a major threat to everyone on board, not just Amrit's love life. The metallic glint of knives, the harsh guttural shouts, it's a raw display of power and intimidation. Little do they know, they're about to run into a force of nature who cares less about their stolen watches and more about their vital organs. The stakes skyrocket when Amrit's best friend, the poor soul who signed up for this mess, gets caught in Feeney's crosshairs. It's a grim, brutal moment, the sharp crack of a fatal blow resonating through the carriage. His friend's sacrifice, though tragic, ignites a primal fury in Amrit. This isn't just about saving Tulika anymore, it's about righteous vengeance. The visuals focus on Amrit's face, transforming from determined to absolutely feral, his eyes burning with an unholy fire. The silence that follows his friend's demise is deafening, a momentary pause before the storm. From this point on, Amrit isn't holding back. He's gone full John Wick on a train, and Feeney and his goons are about to learn that sometimes, love, when combined with grief and a highly specific skill set, is a truly terrifying force. Consider this the point of no return for our protagonist. Now fully unleashed, Amrit becomes a one-man wrecking crew. He bursts into a compartment, a whirlwind of fists, feet, and whatever improvised weapons he can get his bloodied hands on. The crack of bone, the sickening thud of bodies hitting walls, the panic screams of the goons, it's a symphony of chaos. This is not elegant martial arts. It's raw, desperate, efficient brutality. He uses a broken chair leg like it's a legend.